Hey viewers, and by we I mean I, am here with another video, and this time I'm covering two little melee weapon mods. I'm doing two this time because it would be a very short video if I only did one, so let's get right to it. First up, and brace your ears for some mispronunciations, is Katana Tsuki No Hana by sankojin. Someone asked me to review it, so here you go, buddy. The mod left a poor first impression on me with its cluttered Nexus download page. There's 8 different files, but essentially there's only 2 versions of the mod, 1.1 and 1.5, and for either you can choose between 2K and 4K textures. The 4K textures look a smidgen sharper, but even comparing them zoomed in side by side, it's tough to tell the difference, thus I'd go with 2K. We'll talk about version 1.1 firstly. It adds one weapon, the Tsuki No Hana Katana, and it has no leveled list integration or anything. The only way to acquire it is by grabbing it off the dresser in Nate and Noira's home in Sanctuary Hills. One strange issue I immediately noticed with this thing is whenever you drop it, it duplicates. But it's not really duplicated, because if you pick one up, the other disappears, and you still only have one in your inventory. There's something wrong with the model, and I sure as hell don't know what. In any case, besides that, the modeling and texture work are not bad at all, and it uses vanilla one-handed melee animations. I think katanas are supposed to be wielded with 2 hands, and this baby is particularly large. You'd struggle to use it with just one hand, but the author decided the 2-handed animations looked bad, and making custom animations is out of the cards for most people, and I'm not sure if it was even possible when this mod came out. So, it's what we must deal with. Or is it? Yes, years later, someone had the idea to port over the Cyberout 77 animations onto this katana, and it makes a transformative difference. You just select the alternative animation at the workbench, and there you go. Now you're moving like a proper samurai, or whatever they're called. This 1.1 version of the katana has 3 blade attachments, any of which make the weapon incredibly powerful, better than any other melee weapon in the game by far. Even the rusty default version has amazing damage already. The mods make it ridiculous. There's 2 optional ESPs to alter the damage, a balanced ESP that reduces it to reasonable levels, with the legendary form attachment now having the same damage as the rusty version in the regular ESP. There's also an overpowered ESP that increases the damage even more, although it's hardly necessary. Keep in mind, however, you cannot use either of these optional ESPs alongside the Cyberout animations patch, because only one mod can edit the katana's weapon record. Luckily, the Cyberout patch already reduces the damage for some reason, so you don't need a balancing patch anymore. The problem with the Cyberout animations patch, though, is it was made with the 1.1 version in mind. That's the version we've been talking about this whole time. Version 1.5 was released about 2 months later, and it includes everything the 1.1 version has, except for the overpowered optional ESP, which is no great loss. Additionally, it also adds 2 smaller katana swords, a wakizashi and tanto, and there's 9 extra hilt colors for the main katana. Still no leveled list integration, but you can find all 3 katanas on the same dresser as version 1.1, but now they're placed on a stand. Fancy. There's an optional ESP that moves the stand and katanas onto a shelf in the living room. I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe the original placement doesn't work with save games where you've already cleaned up Sanctuary Hills, who knows. The weird duplication glitch has not been fixed, sadly, and it affects the new swords too. The 1.5 version also has an identical to master record for the combat knife. I suspect the author was looking at the combat knife for reference as to what the stats should be, and then accidentally overwrote it. Easy mistake to make. The 2 new swords have 3 attachments each, but unfortunately the Cyberout animations patch doesn't cover them because it wasn't made for this version, so you can't get the awesome katana animations on them, unfortunately, unless you make your own patch. 1.5 also adds 2 sword display set models in the miscellaneous decorations section of the settlement menu. You can't display melee weapons on them. The larger one is an activator, but nothing happens when you activate it, so these are simply static props. Unsurprisingly, this mod is not all that great. If you want katanas in Fallout 4, you're better off downloading the Cyberout 77 mod because it has more swords, more attachments, better animations built right in, and fewer bugs. Today's second mod is the Modular Assassin Sword by, I'm gonna say, faxivcm? Unlike the last mod, there's no world integration. You have to craft the Assassin Sword at a chemistry workbench under the duplicated utility section. It's a good-looking sword. I like the detail on the blade and the nice natural shine it has going on. There's 3 attachments, a sharp blade, curved blade, and energy blade. All of them look pretty nice to me. As expected, we get vanilla animations here, and some commenters noted the hand position is way too far down the grip. I guess you wouldn't hold a sword like that in real life, I certainly wouldn't know. The sword does have a very long handle, it's almost like a lightsaber, so maybe that explains the weird grip. Balancing isn't too bad with this one. I'd say the sharpened blade is about as good as Krem's Tooth, you know, the Lovecraft unique. So it's a very powerful melee weapon, but not overpowered unless you use the alternative ESP, which adds another variant of the sword doing 66% more damage. And that is really all I have to say about this sword. It doesn't give me much to talk about. So yeah, video over, onto the showcase,